Okay, so this is going to be another comic book review. However, I'm going to be doing this in part of Tori GNR's a comic book review contest he's done for 500 subscribers. Congratulations, by the way, man. That's awesome that you made it to 500. And subscribe to, and for those who are watching, subscribe to him if you haven't. He does some really cool stuff. Anyway, this is going to be my review. He basically said review anything, so I took the liberty of reviewing a 5-part miniseries I got at the convention I went to Sunday, Man-Bat. Now, this is written by Bruce Jones, who he's most better known for his Incredible Hulk run, which was very good. It was a very good run. I thought it was a good Hulk run, but what he does in here, and you really notice that the first thing you gotta notice is that in this Man-Bat story, he carries his some of his Hulk stuff that he did that focused more on the man than the monster, and really showed the monster as really as it was. He really carries that to this series, and he really gets to play with Man-Bat and the psyche of Kirk Langstrom. So the other thing is that you really get a feel of Kirk Langstrom's pain and unable to escape from this hellish monster. Whereas, unlike, Hulk, Man-Bat is just a wild animal who wants to kill. And in here, we see Man-Bat kill people. The first thing you see in the first few pages is Man-Bat killing a pair of teenagers. And then you see him kill a police officer and drive another insane. And then at the end of the book, first issue, he kills his family. So there's a lot of that. And you don't really see a lot of Man-Bat, actually, in this first... You just see, well, for the most part, you just see Langstrom trying to figure out how to control Man-Bat, whereas we see the damage that Man-Bat does. I mean, we see him glimpses... It feels like a horror movie for the first issue. It's a lot of build-up in that one. So... and it felt really good. It had that eerie sense of, he can't escape his own creation. And in issue 2, it has first issue was just a build-up. Second issue had some more stuff to it. It was basically Man-Bat finding his way, Kirk Langstrom going to Gotham, and here's where the story picks up. Here we see Hush, who wants to frame Man-Bat in order to get... He's having some kind of gang war with Black Mask. Now, here's one thing I find interesting, because when this was written, Black Mask was killed by Catwoman. However, we see the first Black Mask, Roman Silonis, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, he's in here. He's in here, alive and well, and he even quotes that, I died at the hands of Catwoman. So this leads me into where this continuity takes place, if it has any continuity at all, because it's not really mentioned in any other of the books. So, yeah, I might be wrong, but this comic feels like it's in its own continuity. But from there, we see Man-Bat just being framed, and here's the interesting part: Hush uses Murmur, a Flash villain. Now, for those who don't know who Murmur was a doctor who sewed his own mouth shut after he killed he killed someone, and the cops found out through a speech impediment he had. They arrested him. So when he got out, he sewed his mouth shut and cut his tongue out, sewed his mouth shut, so he wouldn't be framed again. No one would find him ever again. That's the weird thing about Murmur, by the way. Murmur has always stuck out like a sore thumb. I don't hate the character. He just feels like he should be more of a Batman villain than a Flash villain. So, he was an enemy to Wally West. And like I said, it felt weird because, I know most of Flash's enemies have these gimmicks, but Murmur was a dark son of a bitch. And Murmur just felt out of place as a Flash villain. I think he would have worked better as a Batman villain. And seeing him, in Gotham, really felt like, okay, this guy should just stay here. Like I said, I don't hate Murmur. It just felt like he shouldn't be a Flash villain. He was just too dark. But anyway, there is some good dialogue in here. Like I said, Kirk Langstrom, you do get that sense of it's hopeless for him. No matter where he goes, he can't escape the monster within. Kind of like how Bruce Jones handled Bruce Banner's psyche in his Hulk run. Like I said, I gotta keep going to that because I feel like he really carries how he handled the Hulk, and how he really got into the head of Bruce Banner, and handled that so well with the mind of Bruce Banner and his reflection on the Hulk, and carry that very well to a person whereas Hulk, who just wants to be left alone, to Man-Bat, who is this just savage killing machine. And, Man-Bat is treated like a monster in the shadows in this one. For one thing, what I noticed a lot about in the beginning of Bruce Jones's run in Hulk, and it shows in here, is that Hulk was used as a monster that you just saw glimpses of, but you never really saw a full picture of. That progressed into seeing Hulk seeing Hulk more often. But at the beginning of Bruce Jones's run, we saw Hulk, like a horror character. It shows in here, and I keep bringing it back. It shows in here that Man-Bat at the first 2 issues at least, Man-Bat is hardly seen, but when you see him, he's doing something really messed up, like he's killing people. And, he's framed by Hush to, so, now you're probably wondering, why did Hush want Murmur? Well, here's the thing. And I'm gonna give minor spoilers, so, sorry about that, but here's the thing. He uses Murmur to murder a prostitute and a security guard at a local museum, and actually kill a few other members of Black Mask's, crew, to get so Black Mask will go on hunting for Man-Bat. So he goes out hunting for him, while Hush weasels his way into getting more territory from Black Mask. Brilliant idea, because Black Mask is just so damn arrogant, he can't tell that it was Hush's doing. Hush in here, by the way, is written he's written sophisticated, but he's written kind of like a thug in other parts. I'm starting to like Hush more as a character. He's becoming one of my more favorite Batman villains, but I feel like he's kind of underwritten in here, really underplayed. Same thing goes for Black Mask. He feels very... what's the word I'm looking for? Out of character at some points. Like, he just sounds like, oh, I'm angry all the time. And yes, the first Black Mask was written as an angry bastard, but he did have some class to him. And here we just see him ranting and raving all the time. Now, the other thing is that Batman... the other thing in here is that Batman is in here, but he's treated more like a supporting character. It's all focused on Man-Bat. I mean, we see some stuff with Bruce, but he's not the main focus. I mean, it focuses him. It actually focuses more on him through the middle of issue 4, and then it focuses fully on him in issue 5. Like, it kind of takes a back seat for Man-Bat. The other thing in here I want to mention is that if you've been looking at these covers, the covers in here just look awesome. I love the covers they chose in here. They're very mystic and cryptic. That's what really actually caught my eye when I actually heard about this miniseries, and as I looked at these covers, I was like, man, these are really cool. Especially the one you're looking at right here, cover number of issue 4. This one, out of all of them, is actually my favorite out of all of them, because you really see, it really has a good depiction of the Beast taking flight and taking control of a person's body, of Langstrom's body. However, it has another meaning to it because someone in here gets burned alive. Yeah, I'm not going to say more than that, but you see somebody get burned alive in here. And this does have a lot of gore to it. It's not like over-the-top grotesque. We're not talking Punisher Max gore, but we're talking bloody. It gets bloody. I mean, we see Black Mask cut a guy's head off with a katana. Like I said, someone gets roasted alive. We also see some messed up stuff in here, basically. And the end fight in issue 5 is just really awesome between Batman and Man-Bat. We really see Batman almost to the line of killing Man-Bat. Like, he takes a club and starts bashing him over the head again and again, to the point where he almost kills Man-Bat. And that's actually something Langstrom wanted him to do. He wanted Batman to kill him. So, there is a lot of inner torment, and it really plays up on the psychological fact of also like I said, Langstrom, but then it focuses on, the psyche of Bruce Wayne a bit. Like, it shows, I mean, it's been explored before, and it's nothing new of exploring Bruce Wayne's psyche. But in here, it's treated well enough to be like, okay, I'll give it a pass. At least that's just my opinion. But, all in all, this is a fun little mini-series about one of Batman's, lesser-known rogues, because not a lot of people, unless you saw, if you haven't read comics and at least just saw the Batman animated series, he was just in one or two episodes, and then in The Batman, he was seen in a few more. But he's not really Man-Bat is not one of the better-known Batman villains. So, it's cool to see him get a 5-part miniseries, and I also know that Chuck Dixon did a 3-part miniseries with him. He did a 3-part miniseries with him, and I want to get a hold of that. So, but all in all, this is a fun miniseries. I got this for a total of $5. It was $1 each for each of the 5 parts, so it wasn't that bad. Just $5. It was $1 for each one. So, and the complete set was there, so I just bought the whole thing for $5. And like I said, I also got, for some reason, because the guy accidentally slipped it to me, was it was a total accident. I got that for free. Was the Battle for the Cowl Man-Bat tie-in. That just slipped right in. I didn't even pay for it. And I didn't even notice it was there until I was in the car and headed back home. Yeah, I know. Funny, right? But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I hope, Tori, if you're watching, hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this is worthy of your review contest. And, yeah. I'm out.